Okay, Thursday evening, we're getting closer to the weekend, so let's have a nice stretch. As the saying goes, there's a grand stretch in the evenings. So to start our grand stretch this evening, we're going to sit up nice and tall. We want the sit bones anchored down into the mat, and we're going to turn to the side. So right hand coming across the legs, gently pressing onto the thigh to help you rotate. Left hand is back behind you. Still staying nice and tall in that upright posture. And as ever, we're using our breathing. Inhale deeply, feel where the tension is, and then as you exhale, releasing the tension. And we're going to take one more big breath in and out here. And relaxing back to the center. And coming to our right, left hand across the thighs. Right hand is back behind. Again, we're staying nice and tall in the posture. Thinking lifting the head, the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. And keeping the two sit bones anchored down into the mat. Inhaling, drawing the air into wherever you feel the tension. And as you exhale, release the tension. And see if you can come just a fraction further into that stretch. And one more big breath in and out. And we release to the center. Lifting up overhead and starting with my left hand, bringing the arm up. Reaching for the ceiling, coming up tall and keeping the sit bones anchored. Hand position, we want the hand facing in towards the body. Helps increase the stretch, so we're feeling it down from the little finger right down through the entire line, or that whole kinetic chain is feeling the movement. Inhale, stretching up, reaching up. Exhale, maintaining the height of the stretch. Inhale, increase. Exhale, try to maintain. And once more, big breath in, stretching upwards, and exhale, and come down. Same for the other side. Palm facing in towards the midline. Inhale, and reaching up. Exhale, try to maintain that height. Inhale, trying to increase the stretch. Exhale, maintaining the height. Really reaching through the fingertips for that stretch. And it comes all the way down the arm, through the shoulder, down into the side. Sit bones stay anchored. One more big breath in and out. Release that one down. And we're coming onto our backs. And first things first, we're going to do the hip release. So from here, we get the lower back printed into the mat. Working on the right side first. I'm going to allow the right knee to lower under control towards the floor, so long as I can keep the pelvis steady. Then I'm pushing the heel away. and rotating the leg inwards, dragging the heel up to the starting position. So you can exhale as you control the leg down. Exhale as we lower. Inhale maybe as you push away. Then exhale as you drag the heel in. Important things on this are that it's kept under control. If you try to go too fast, you end up with jerky movements which don't help. So we're trying to keep the back and the hips printed down onto the mat as you release the knee out to the side. I'm going to do 2 more here. And now we switch legs. Same thing, get the lower back and hips printed into the mat. Release the left leg. Push the heel away. Turn the leg inwards and drag the heel back to the start position. This one doesn't really feel like it does a whole lot when you're doing it, but maintain that control. It helps the lowest part of the core, and by releasing the hip, it helps reduce lower back pain. So if you've been chained to a desk all day, this one is your friend. Control. And once more. Lovely. We're staying flat on our back with the feet flat on the floor, knees bent up. We're going to do our roll-ups. Starting by printing the lower back into the floor, lifting the pelvis, tucking it up, and slowly peeling the back away from the floor. So we're unrolling the spine away from the floor, coming right up onto the shoulders, and slowly rolling down. Again, we're aiming for as much control as possible. Rounding the shoulders, rounding the upper back, and rounding down along the spine. Once the pelvis touches down, creating that arch underneath the lower back, and then lifting and tucking the pelvis, tucking the tailbone, flattening the lower back into the mat, and then slowly peeling away. Sequencing up along the spine, lifting vertebrae by vertebrae. Two more here. The core is working on this. hamstrings, the glutes. And we're working all those stabilizing muscles along the spine as well. All the deep postural muscles. They're all getting trained as we maintain this slow movement. Last one. Slowly rolling up away from the floor. Rounding the shoulders. And slowly rolling back down. Great stuff. Coming onto our sides. The head is supported by the hand. Right angle at the hips and at the knees. Knees are stacked on top of each other, hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked. I'm going to open up the shoulders. Inhaling back. Feel the stretch and then exhale, pulling with the stomach to initiate the move forward. Inhaling as we come back. Third time. Inhaling as we come all the way back. Feel that stretch, keeping the knees down on the floor. And exhale forwards. Switching to the overhead side of things, so coming straight back as we inhale. And exhale, taking the hand in an arc up past the head. And returning to the start position. Inhaling back. Exhaling as you reach through that arc. Last one. Inhaling back. Stretching. Working all the way through the full range of movement as you come to the front. Straight line again. Coming into our hip hitch, and we're going to do 5 of these. Nice straight line through the body, toes are pointed away. We're going to exhale, lift the legs. And we want to be nice and steady here. Hips are stacked one over the other, shoulders are stacked. Working the small muscles here in the side. And relax. Next up, bicycle and front kick. So bicycle, top knee comes up, kick out in front, toes pull back towards yourself, and keeping the toes pulled back, bring the leg back to that straight position. So toes are pointed at the end, stay pointed as the knee comes up, then kick it away and pull the toes back. Keep the toes pulled back as the leg pulls back. And point at the end. So it's knee up, toes back, kick out, bring the leg back, point the toes, last 2, knee up, kick, and pull back. Last one. Lovely stuff. Now we turn over to the other side, and we're going to do all of those on the other side to make sure we're staying nice and balanced. So we're getting stacked here, right angle at the knee, right angle at the hips, head supported by the hand, opening up the shoulders. So we inhale as we come back with the arm. Then exhale, flattening the stomach to initiate the pull. Inhaling right back, I want the knees to stay together. If one is lifting, you're going to lose some of the stretch. Exhale, pulling with the stomach to start the movement. Okay, coming straight back again and then circling overhead. Again, stretching, using the full range of movement. And relax. Straightening the legs, coming into our hip hitch. So once again, hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked, toes are pointed. And we're going to exhale as we lift, keeping that body in a nice long position. Working the muscles here just over the hip bone. Last one. And we're into our bicycle and front kick. Toe pointed, knee comes up, kick out, toes pull back, and we keep them pulled back as we bring the leg back. As we're at the straight leg position, we point the toes again. Knee up, kick out, keep the toes pulled back as the leg comes back. Try to keep the leg and the foot at the same height the whole way through the movement. Same height away from the floor. That's where the challenge is on this one. Knee up, kick out, toes are back towards yourself, and keep the toes pulled back as you bring the leg back. Last one. And there we go. You can relax the leg down. So those actually hit the glutes, as well as the side, as well as the thigh. So let's get our glute stretch done. Stretching my right side, lifting the right foot, and reaching for that foot with the left hand. So I'm bringing the foot out towards the left. All or nothing stretch, so you feel nothing, 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 and then all of a sudden, you feel the whole lot. So adjusting the position of the foot or the angle at the knee, those will help you feel the stretch. Another way to do it is gently place the hand on the outside of the knee. And you should feel it pretty quickly when you do that. We're going to stay here for a few moments. As ever, we're working with the body. We're not trying to force into the stretch. We're using our breathing. Let the breath do the work. Each time on the inhale, feel where the tension is, and on the exhale, feel that some of that tension is releasing. See if that will allow you to come a little farther into the stretch. And one more big breath in and out. And release that side, switching to the other side. Again, bringing the foot out to the side, and that should help you feel the stretch into the back side and into the back of the leg, into the hamstring. So glutes and hamstring are the main ones you're going to feel this here. mainly glutes, a little bit into the hamstrings as well. And again, we're using the breathing to relax into the stretch. You can make adjustments to the angle at the knee as required for you to feel the stretch wherever you need it most. And one more breath in and out here. From there, we're going to come over onto our hands and knees. Cat and Campbell is next. So we want the hands shoulder width apart, knees hip width apart. Finding our neutral position to start, and then we're going to tuck the tailbone under, rising up with the back, tucking the chin into the chest. Big breath in here, into the back, and exhale, pushing the tailbone away, allowing the back to flatten, and then finally looking forwards with the face. Big breath in here to the base of the stomach, and exhale, tucking the tailbone under, rising the back, and bringing the chin to the chest. Exhale, tailbone away, sink the back, and bring the chin up. Big breath to the stomach. Exhale, tailbone tucks under, rising the back, chin to chest. As we exhale this time, we're going to do the movement differently. This time we're going to lift the chin first. Then we allow the back to sink, and then we push the tailbone away. We take our big breath in here to the base of the stomach. And as we exhale, we bring the chin to chest. We rise up the back, and then we tuck the tailbone. So we're used to doing it the other way. This way could feel like a bit of a challenge. Big breath in, spreading it across the back, lifting the chin, letting the back sink, and then pushing the tailbone away. Can be quite tricky, that last part. So again, taking the chin onto the chest, rising the back, and finally tucking the tailbone under. Big breath, spreading it across the back as we lift the chin, let the back sink, and push the tailbone away. Last time, big breath in here to the stomach, chin to chest, rising the back, tucking the tailbone under. Big breath into the back, and exhale to your neutral position. Coming back down onto the mat. We're down for
our back extensions. The hands are resting here on the mat, or you can take the hands up as you lift with your lower back. Keep the feet down on the ground. Think of pressing the toes down into the floor. That will help. Will help to keep the backside from coming into the movement. We take our breath in, engage the core, press the stomach gently into the floor and pull with the lower back. Release down. Inhale, engage the core, pressing the stomach into the mat and lift. Doing as much of the work as you can with the muscles in your lower back. Breath in, engage the core, press to the floor and we lift. Release down. 3 more. Inhale, engage, press and lift. So pulling with the muscles here in the lower back and release down. Once more. And release down. Coming back to sit in child's pose. Walking the hands back, sitting on the heels or as close as you can manage. Big breath into the back. Exhale, we're coming forwards, coming to our Cobra. So drop the hips down, bend the arms, bring the stomach, chest and chin. Inhale, lifting the chin, the chest, the stomach, pushing the floor away, keeping the chin up, shoulders pressed away from the ears, hips low as you can. Big breath into the stomach and exhale back. Back to child's pose again. Big breath in, exhale as we come to Cobra. And again, lifting chin, chest, stomach, hips low, shoulders high. Chin up, big breath into the stomach. Exhale back. Big breath in. Exhale forward, lowering stomach, chest and chin. Inhaling. Exhale, lifting chin, chest, stomach, pushing down into the mat, lifting the chin. Big breath into the stomach. Exhale back. Swelling the back on the breath here. Exhale forwards. Back to our Cobra again. Inhaling, lifting chin, chest, stomach, shoulders, pressing down away from the ears. Big breath into the stomach. Exhale back. Breath into the back. Exhale to Cobra. Last time. Inhale, lifting chin, chest, stomach, hips low. So we're squeezing with the backside now to keep the hips as low as you can. Big breath into the bottom of the stomach. And exhale back. I'm going to sit here for a moment. Taking 2 or 3 nice big breaths in and out. Relaxing here. Coming onto our stomachs again, scorpion stretch is next. Quick time check. Yes. There we go. Okay, scorpion stretch. I'm going to start with my right leg, bending the knee up, lifting the thigh away from the floor, and coming back. So I'm getting a stretch on the left shoulder and the right thigh, and a little bit into the stomach. As ever, play with the angles. You can let the foot drop or you can lift it up higher. Main thing is that your knee is behind the hip. That'll mean you'll get a nice stretch across the thigh. As ever, the goal is to bring the heel towards the left hand. So the right heel trying to get towards the left hand. You don't have to get anywhere close, but the goal is to be moving in that direction, or stretching in that direction. And of course, we're using the breath, taking the big breath in, feeling where the stretch is. And then as we exhale, releasing some of the tension to come a little farther into the stretch. Play with the angles, find where works well for you. Three more big breaths in and out here. And release into the center. Switching sides. Same thing. This time I've got my right arm stretched out, bending up the left knee, lifting the thigh from the floor, and turning, bringing that leg back behind. And I've got a convenient door frame here, so I'm just tucking my toe in behind it, and it's holding the leg in place. Makes for a great benchmark because I can tell then as I get a little bit more flexibility in the thigh. So as the thigh relaxes, I can feel it and feel the increase in mobility. As ever, play with the angles. Drop the knee lower or bring it up higher. Wherever you feel the more tension, that's probably where you're going to benefit more from working on. Three more big breaths in and out here. And releasing back to center. From there, gently coming up from the floor, coming up to one knee. I'm going to stretch the hamstring first. So front leg, heel is on the floor, toe is lifted slightly. Hips should be squared forward, shoulders forward.
And we hinge or fold forward at the waist. Keeping the back nice and straight. That should be sufficient to feel the pull along the underside of the thigh. If you need a little bit more of a stretch, you can hinge a bit farther forward. So long as you can maintain a fairly straight back. Another way to increase the stretch is to pull your toes back towards yourself. And generally that will have quite a noticeable effect on the stretch. Now we're going to dig the heel down into the floor and hold it. So take a breath, pull the heel down and back, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. We're going to switch legs and do the same thing on the other side. So the leg is stretched out forward, foot relaxed, and we hinge or fold forward at the waist, keeping the back nice and straight. So you should feel it down along the back of the leg, in the hamstring, maybe a little bit at the back of the knee, maybe a little bit at the top of the calf. You don't want to feel much at the back of the knee, so if it's catching you there, bend the knee ever so slightly, and that will transfer the stretch into the hamstring and down into the calf. Either way, it's keeping the knee safe. Keeping the back straight all the time. And now we're going to pull the heel down into the floor. Take a breath and pull the heel down into the floor for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Coming up to our feet. So we're going to combine a little bit of balance work with our quadricep stretch. So you're going to bring the leg up and grab onto the part of the foot where the laces would be if you are wearing a pair of shoes. And we want the two knees to be together. So stretching down along the front of the thigh. We also hit this quite well with our scorpion stretch. If you want to increase the stretch on this one, make sure the core is zipped up. And think of popping the hips forward. So if you squeeze with the backside, that'll pop the hips forward, and that should have a noticeable difference on the stretch in your quads. If you need a little bit more, think of pulling the foot away from your body behind, so coming straight back. Not coming out to the side, but coming straight back. Make sure you keep the core zipped up as you do that. We're going to hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax it down. Same thing on the other side. Bring that leg up behind. Again, bring the two knees together. Get the core zipped up. And then if you want to increase the stretch, pop the hips forward and or pull the foot back. Again, keep the knee down and in close. We don't want it shooting up or out to the side. And we're going to hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release that one. Now it's time to just hang out. So we're going to drop the chin down onto the chest, rounding the shoulders, rounding the back. So we're releasing down towards the floor, letting gravity do all the work. Knees are slightly bent just to take the pressure out of the back of the legs.
Arms are hanging, head is hanging. Letting gravity do all the work. Deep breath in and out. Every time on the inhale, feel where the tension is. Then on the exhale, release the tension. And we're going to do a little stretch to the left and to the right. So gently twisting the torso towards the left and the right. Each time pull the shoulder away from the hip. So stretching along the side. A nice gentle relaxed stretch. And once more, just hanging out here for a few seconds. Big deep breath in, exhale and relax. And one more big breath in. This time as we exhale, we're coming up. Returning to the start position. Slowly, 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 gently coming up. Rolling up the back. And coming back to our tall posture. Okay, finishing out, palms together in front of the chest. Take a big deep breath in as you reach up overhead. And reaching for the corners, reaching for the walls. Exhale and relax. Last time, big breath in. Reaching up, fingertips towards the ceiling, reaching for the corners, reaching for the walls. Exhale down. And there we go. Another mobiliser in the bag, and hopefully you're feeling nice and loose and chilled out after that. See you soon.